And I know exactly what you're talking about. Those roads along the canals. I mean, we were in Baghdad, so it was very urban, but we had a couple rural districts where it's like I'm glad I'm just in a Humvee because that canal is really close down there.
We lost 5 guys. They drowned.
Yeah, once you turn over.
Turned over, sunk into the mud. They couldn't open it up.
Yep.
I remember so you could see the claw marks of them trying to get out once when we got it. I remember our major, who was like one of the probably like the roughest, toughest guys. He was just like, he was practically in tears, just walking away. They sent him to like Baghdad for a couple of days before he came back. It was just, I mean, it's like one thing when you're doing your job, but it's like another thing when you lose.
And drowning is such a terrible way to go too.
I couldn't, and then from that day on, whenever we're next to the canal, I'm just like, fucking Christ.
So how did you feel about him being in Iraq? I mean, how worried were you for him?
I was not worried at all. The first time he was going, the first time he was going as a combat engineer. They go in before the troops to get the grounds ready for the troops. And I spent months asking everybody I knew, please pray, the first time. It turned out that he didn't go, and I can only believe that it was an act of God. It was God's direct hand that he got pulled out because it was such a creative thing, I could never have invented it. And I consider myself reasonably creative. It's the second time he was going in as a PSYOP. If he got pulled out and didn't have to go as a combat engineer, God was watching out for him. And it was what he was called to do. And he was honorable in doing what his job was. I was going to pray, but I was not going to be concerned because I also knew he could be out of the military and crossing the street and get hit by a car. So what did, you can be anywhere and something good can come of it, or you can be anywhere and something bad can come of it.